Episode number 16 is in the books. That was a fun one.
Yeah.
It was good to be back.
We're back in it. We took a little 2-week break. And
Back, had a little hiatus, not on purpose, but
just because we're so busy.
that's right.
And that's what we really do dive into talking about today. We dive into just talking about a lot of our events and what that looks like. And I like, it's just fun to just be able to talk about events, you know?
Yeah, I mean, every event that we do is different, and we encounter different challenges and situations. And so a lot of the podcast during wedding season is going to be talking about some of the situations that come up and different topics around our actual events. And that's what this is. Today's episode is really geared around. And we still get into some grab bags. We've got that for you. And a little bit of back to the music where we play some of the tracks and let you all know what tracks we're playing at events that even you might want to go and check out and download and listen to. So
Yep. I'm excited. It's a good episode. I think y'all will enjoy it. So let's jump into it.
let's do it. Let's go.
What do you like better, Christmas or wedding season?
Mr. Gray.
Yes. The answer would be wedding season.
Bingo.
Well, you've just inspired me to hire a DJ, so thank you.
Oh, well, good luck finding a DJ who can move and shake like this.
You are now listening to Cutmaster Cast.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Cutmaster Cast, your favorite wedding industry podcast, where we discuss our local events with Cutmaster music and wedding industry topics and music. My name is Chris Romero,
What's up, everybody? My name is Tony Pacheco.
and we are DJs out of Albuquerque, New Mexico with Cutmaster Music. And welcome back. It's been a minute.
Yeah, we took a little 2 weeks off, you know, and it was kind of nice. We had some crazy things going on.
Not on purpose. We wanted to get an episode in last week, but oh my gosh, like the events are just
flowing.
Yeah, they're starting to
in
flow
May now. Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a lot to talk about today, and it feels good to be back on the airwaves.
Yeah.
For all 20 of you.
Right. We're back on the airwaves.
21. I think we're up to 21.
Yeah,
maybe
you know,
22.
We got some viewers out there. The Spotify numbers are up, and everything's up right now. You know, we're everything's looking real good. It's nice that we were able to like take a little break, but then we can come right back to it. And this is nice. Yeah, I think it's a good little change of pace because we do have so many events to talk about. Like,
right.
Yeah.
So today we're going to dip into the bucket of talking mostly about our events that we've had the last couple of weeks, and then we're going to get into a grab bag section, and we'll get back to the music to finish up the episode as well.
Always take it back.
That's right. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Let's talk about the event that we had last week. We were lucky enough to be the DJs, I guess the official DJs now for Raising Cane's and the grand opening here in Albuquerque. It's our first Raising Cane's here, and you would have thought it might be the last one ever to hit planet Earth.
Dude. They shut down a whole road. If you're in Albuquerque, which most of our listeners are, Montgomery was shut down literally all the way back to Topgolf to the freeway, which is like, what would you say?
I mean, it's at least a mile, if not
least.
longer.
It was so far, and it was insane just to see.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Me neither. We didn't anticipate. Like, they told us, yeah, we have a lot of people, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But when I showed up, there was people who were there for 3 days or maybe 2 days.
Yeah,
camped out in front.
Let's give them a little idea here. So Tony went and set up at what time?
I got there around 6 a.m.
Okay, and were there people? Yeah, there were people. There were people in tents that had
There were
camped
people
out.
who were in the drive-through lane already. The drive-through lane was already packed
6
up.
o'clock in the morning.
And it's a 3-lane drive-through. It's like Golden Pride vibes, right? But 6 in the morning. There's people there. The line, I would say, went all the way back to the end of the restaurant. So there was probably around 20 dedicated people who were there.
6 a.m.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Oh, dude, like overnight. Not even 6 a.m. Overnight. And it was just the dedication that these people have for chicken tenders is insane. But it was good. I will say I haven't had it.
This is for chicken.
Well, I had it in 2019 when I used to live in Arizona. So they had a Cane's there, and it was good, right? It was great.
This is the first time I'd had it, and I felt like I got to admit, I mean, with the people that were out there, I mean, it was hot during the day, like 85 degrees, and people waiting for hours. And I feel like I was like the only person where Raising Cane's actually came to me and gave me chicken.
Yeah.
I didn't have to wait in line.
It was
They brought
cool.
out the combo meal.
Yeah.
And I have to say it was good. I'm not going to lie. Like it was fine, but I mean, it wasn't like life-changing chicken.
I don't know if I would wait 3 days
I'm not
the
that-
night before. I've
No
done
way.
it for like a TV Black Friday deals. I've done that, but now
Yeah, I have to admit I might have done that too.
it was cool to see the hype that Raising Cane's has really like generated. People really love the chicken, but like everyone was really about like having fun, and they were entertaining the people in line,
It
and
was
that was
cool.
our,
You know
our
what?
goal too.
I mean, I admit, like I agree. I think they did a pretty good job. So okay, let's keep going here. As far as you went and set up, and then they
started at 7 a.m.
started at 7 o'clock DJing, and then they had some grand opening kind of activities. They brought out like the cheerleaders from Del Norte High School.
Brought out cheerleaders. They did a whole routine, and then they had brought out some Native American dancers to do some kind of traditional dance, formal dancing to, I think, help open up the store on a good note, something like that.
Right,
And
the
they-
official Raising
Yeah.
Cane's, good chicken juju.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're just trying to bring the culture in and all
Right,
of
of
that.
course. Yeah, and then they had to they presented some gifts and
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
they had the chamber there, the Chamber
Right.
of Commerce and all that, and so they cut a ribbon, had some speeches and all of that. They gave away free chicken for a year to like 20 people.
Oh,
was cool.
Okay, so yeah,
I signed up, tried to get free chicken, but
it didn't win.
I put my
huh?
name in. I thought, well, maybe I'm down. I know, right? I was hurt, but all in all, they had a great day. I took a break because I had a haircut. We were there all day. They had us. We were supposed
Yeah,
to.
we were there. Well, yeah, it was kind of crazy. We were there all day long.
We couldn't have. I would not have been able to do that by myself, because that's. We had to tag team that because it was nuts.
We did. So I mean, and it was cool. I relieved Tony at about 10 o'clock or so,
That's what I thought,
10:30,
10:30.
and then went until about 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came back and finished it off for the remainder of the time.
Yeah.
And when I left at 3 o'clock, the manager told me that they had already served just over 4,000 people, and that was at 3.
Oh, dude! When I left, so we were supposed to be done at 8. I was doing great. I was killing it. So they had me stay till like 9:30, and I was like, yeah, it's fine. I got you. And so we stayed a little longer, but at the end of the night, they told me that they were one of the biggest grand openings in the nation.
Yeah.
Like top 3.
So when before I had left, maybe around noon, she had told me, Shelby, the one that we were working with out there, she was like, we are definitely going to be in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I left, she's like, remember that top 10 talk? She's like, we are looking at top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
She said that the top 3 were like bigger market, higher ticket priced Raising Cane's that are all in California,
Yes.
like in the LA area.
I saw that. They were also telling me too that the price point here in New Mexico is a little different. I think it's $1 or
It's
cheaper.
it's the lowest tier
Yes,
price point.
exactly,
Right.
and they're outselling these people in Cali or in these bigger markets. It's
Right.
nuts.
I know.
I mean,
Way to represent New
Yeah,
Mexico.
right.
We apparently love our chicken.
yeah, me too. I saw Jarson in
Oh
line.
yeah.
He's like, Tony! As I was DJing, and I turned around and I saw his Instagram story later too, and he's in line for 3 hours.
Oh my
God.
gosh. So I had a friend
That's nuts.
from Coldwell Banker, and she stood in line, and it seemed like she never moved. Like I could see her from afar, and then they finally got up to me, like where we were at DJing. And they ended up having to leave because she had appointments that she had to make, and she had been waiting
That
in line for an
sucks.
hour and a half.
Yep.
And didn't even make it in the doors. I felt kind of bad for him.
I mean, it happens, you know. But they had a lot of fun. I feel like we were there to entertain the guests for a good chunk of the time. And
Right.
what I liked is that there was a long line of people, but every time that they were there to like reach out to us, or like at the point where we were DJing, everyone was vibing, everyone was dancing.
That's the way I felt too.
And it was a nice little relief. I feel like for them to they were almost inside. They had been in line for a
Right.
while, and so it was fun.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, we even got hit up in the DMs on Instagram People that were enjoying the tunes. Like I at one point did like a rock set and was playing.
Dude,
I played all kinds of
yeah,
stuff.
I was all over for sure. But we got compliments from a local news station because my mom was watching the news, right? And she goes,
"Oh, I saw that."
Yeah, and she goes, I don't know if it's the DJ or whatever. And they're like, my mom was like, of course it's the DJ, right? But like they recognized that we were killing it, you know?
Right.
But it was just us being there, which was really, really cool. Oh,
whoops.
Echo.
Yeah, so no, I mean it was cool. And for those of you that are you missed out on the first time, we're going to be out there again.
Yep.
June 6th is
6th.
opening the second location, which is going to be on Wyoming and what is it? Wyoming and Manal?
Yeah, Wyoming and Manal, right by that Walmart.
Right. So we'll be out there again. If you'd like to go start camping out, now's probably a good time to.
You got a spot in line. There's nobody there yet. I'll tell you that.
So there you go. You can go to hang out with us all day long.
I live right by there, and I drive by it every day, and I'm thinking, where are they gonna put us? Because like the amount of traffic that came and the amount of people. Hopefully, it won't be as crazy because there's already one location.
Right.
But I'm like.
But it's a grand opening. You know it's going to be nuts.
Yeah. Where are they going to put us? All of that. But that was fun. I really enjoyed it. Handed out a fair amount of cards, people looking for DJ services. But they were great. They were super fun. Took care of us the entire day. I loved it.
It was cool. I had a good time too. So let's go ahead and keep things moving along. I know we had a few events in the time that we've been gone. So
I know you've been itching to talk about it. So why don't you talk about yours first?
Finally,
I got a couple, but
finally I know I feel like I get to play in the sandbox now.
Where were you at?
So we were at the Tamaya.
Nice, classic.
Tamaya, we were out in the Cottonwoods.
Love it.
I'll talk about a few things with that on why I love it, why I hate it. I don't hate it, but at the end of the night, I was illin' pretty bad.
Yeah.
Just like, well,
what time did it
start? I'll talk about this right away. So when we go down there and set up in the Cottonwoods, they don't let you park down there, and that is my biggest pet peeve. I love that space. Like I love the area. I love everything about it. The setup and tear down is fairly easy, except for us having to go and park our vehicles up at the regular parking spot, right? So initially, it's okay because they followed me with a golf cart up there and they brought me right back, whatever. But of course, at the end of the night, everybody's gone.
No love for the
no
DJ.
love, right? Yep. And so we had to call and get the shuttle to come back for us. They go and take me to my truck, and then I go to get in, and the gate won't open. And I literally sat there for a half hour.
Dang.
At the gate, waiting for somebody to open the dang gate up. I was pretty upset.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, because my code wouldn't work.
Oh, they must have changed it.
I don't know if they have a timer on it or what, but it worked for me to get in at the beginning of the night, at the beginning of the day.
That's
it
even
would
more
not
frustrating.
work. So I'm trying to call the
anybody,
the line. Oh my god, yeah, dude. So long story short, that was my.
What time did you end?
At 10. So what? So we ended at 10. I'm thinking, okay, end at 10. We'll, be loaded out by about 10:30.
Sure.
10:45 at the latest. On the road back into the office by about 11. I'll be home by 11:30. Yeah, no, I wasn't in bed till like 12:30, and I had to wake up pretty early on Saturday morning for something. So I wasn't happy.
That's a bummer.
That was the only thing. But let's talk about the event.
Nice.
Because actually that was great.
Yeah.
Party
was good for the wedding.
It wasn't a large wedding. I would say maybe roughly about 100 people.
Okay.
Ceremony was cool. They did the ceremony out there in the gazebo area.
Okay.
And the bride had a special just piano mix done for walking down the aisle. So this was interesting. And luckily, it was just all piano, but there are 3 parts to this piano medley. The first part was the Avengers.
Ooh.
The second part was Canon D, like classical, right? And then the third part was Jurassic Park. And that's what she walked down the aisle to. Okay, and these all had meaning to them.
That's awesome.
It was actually really cool. You know what?
You have it?
So yeah, I have it here. I'm gonna play it while I'm talking.
Nice.
Let me let's see, ceremony music. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so it's gonna start off with the Avengers. Let me bring this down a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so
Yep.
this is their actual mix. It was cool, but they didn't like the timing with them coming down the aisle was
Not the best.
well, and it was okay because it's all piano. So when it got to the end of this part and all the people hadn't come down, I just restarted it. Like,
Yeah,
you
I've
know,
done that.
and it, not a big deal. Like
No one's
they
noticing.
didn't even
They're in the
notice.
moment. Yeah.
But it was so cool because it perfectly timed into the next one after I went a second time through and went straight into
It's always so satisfying.
Canon D, which is this part. Okay.
Did she do this?
No, well, she had somebody else make this.
Okay.
But somebody physically, played this and did this.
Sick. Okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. Same thing happened. I had to go through a second time, right? Because this is the wedding party, and it took them a while to get down.
So Avengers was like officiant.
Avengers
Dad,
was officiant,
groom.
and then groom was the last one. And once the groom was up there and settled, it needed to go right into this, into
Canon.
Kennedy, which it flowed perfectly. Like, it was
Crazy.
awesome.
Yeah.
So then had to do the same thing, had to restart it
Yeah.
for us to get to Jurassic Park.
It's honestly quite beautiful.
I mean,
Right.
it was cool.
It
She
hits.
walked down to the aisle to this. I mean, it was and it was very meaningful to them. And this is
That's some of the most satisfying
that's what I'm all about.
when it hits and and everything. Those moments, I'm in the back and I'm like, yes, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
it's unmatched.
It was
You time it out beautifully.
it was perfect.
That's
So it was great for them. And ceremony went awesome. Then we had cocktail hour after that,
Nice.
and then went into into the reception, and everything was great. And you know how it is. Like, it's so funny. We talk about being in event shape, and event shape is just like talking on the microphone and doing your normal routine, but you're in a different type of event shape after you've been doing a week after week after week after
Yeah.
week. This felt like I was doing my first one, like, all over again. So I didn't
It's
have
been a
any.
while.
I didn't have any nervousness or jitters or anything like that. But you know how it is. It's like you're
Get back into the rhythm.
yeah,
You really
it's like
do.
shaking off the rust, right?
Yeah. I
with
feel
stuff.
that. Yeah, because I feel like right now I'm rolling in it. Like, I'm doing weddings every weekend, and I feel really confident in my intros and all of that. But yeah, when the first one came around, you're like, all right, let's go. First one of the season, baby. Let's go. You know what I mean? And it's kind of exciting, a little bit of nervous, but you and I have been doing it for so long now that it's I feel like we do a good job of keeping it very consistent.
Yeah, the story of this couple was really cool. They're both pilots,
Oh,
and
cool.
I believe the Air Force. They're military,
Nice.
and so yeah, it was a fun group. The grand intro, they came out to this. And it was great because I had Judith with me as an assistant.
Great.
This was her first time assisting me. Judith normally does photo booths.
Yep.
She's been a photo booth attendant for us for years now. And she's kind of making a transition over to assisting.
Nice.
And so this was her first time actually being on the decks. And it's always funny to see your assistant's first time.
I get nervous.
They
I feel like
super nervous. So we went through it a few
just
times.
hit that button.
It's just basically just hit play, right?
I set it up. I try to help out my assistants as best I can because I know it can be very intimidating. It's a lot of buttons, a lot of knobs. And I'm like, look, you see this one right here? That's all I need. When I say this word, hit that button.
I literally wrote down like an order of operations.
Yeah.
Green button play, blue button for because she had to. And it was scary.
So much pressure. You know what I mean? We do it every single weekend.
No, we take it for granted.
We really do. Well, we're good at it, and I feel very confident that I can deliver what they need, and so I don't get that type of nerve anymore. But yeah, when somebody is like, "Oh my God, this is somebody's wedding day. What if I mess up?" It's like people get so nervous, and I'm like, "You're good. We'll be just fine. I got everything prepped for you. You should be fine." So
Yeah, so it was cool. It was good.
who was the photo team you work with?
Oh, so it was, excuse me, Blue Rose.
Nice.
So Sandy, and then Deanna was assisting her, and Deanna used to have a photography company a long time ago, and then she had moved away, and she moved back, I believe, just a couple of years ago to Albuquerque, and she was actually our photographer for my wedding.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
and at that time she was with Kevin's.
Okay.
But so it was Deanna and Sandy with Blue Rose, great to work with. it was awesome.
Nice and easy.
And then I worked with Camila Dominguez from Corazon Events. She was the planner.
Nice.
She's always great to work with too.
Nice.
Everything went great. Her and Audra are awesome. Her assistant. Yeah, so the night just went great, and a little bit later on, I'm going to play some tracks when we get back to the music. What I loved about this couple was just their outside the box. Like I was talking with you earlier, their whole cocktail hour was Guardians of the Galaxy vibes.
Yeah,
so
that's cool though.
And they like the instrumental stuff too. So they did like a lot of just instrumental stuff during dinner and cocktail hour, but then they mixed in the Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, and people loved it, of course. So.
Yeah, those soundtracks are really unmatched, and every single song does hit on some kind of level. They're classic, but they also really give you a deep feeling, and the curation of those soundtracks are really good. So yeah, to incorporate them on your wedding day is pretty smart.
Yeah, it was cool, and their playlist just throughout the night was really fun too. So I'll play some of those tracks just because it was a lot of just different stuff. So
hidden gems, so to speak.
Totally.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Nice.
And the night went great. Ended at 10 o'clock. We ended with a send-off. So this was cool. Last song, which I'm going to play a little bit later on. You'll see what that was. And then we sent everybody outside for this amazing send-off. They, I believe, had a car, like a classic car or something like that. Kind of pick them up.
Yeah.
But they wanted a last dance.
Okay.
And so, or a private last dance, right? Which is, we've done it many times. I think it's really cool. It's just them in the room. Yeah. And they had a private last dance together. That song was another track that I had never heard of before. Was this one? It's called "Looking at You" by Two Friends. They really like this Two Friends group who I had never heard of before.
I've heard Two Friends.
So it was just a different way for them to see a couple go out, and then we sent them outside.
I love that, yeah, because the past two ones that we've been doing, or the past two send-offs, they were definitely more private and more soft and intimate.
That's the way
great, right?
I think all of mine have been.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's
I had one that was like they loved it was like a chill vibe song. I can't think of the song because it was such a unique one and I don't have it pulled up, but it was like a chill house, and you could tell that they loved that song for them, and that was cool, but it was still slower, but that's awesome that it was more high energy. Yeah. And done at 10?
Done at 10.
Well,
yeah. I mean, I didn't get home till 2 hours later. Ugh.
But you probably didn't had a probably nicely timed grand intro, or open dance. Like, how long was your open dance?
Oh, yeah. So, and this is what I love about it. I think the open dancing was only like an hour and a half.
Money, dude.
That was it.
People get hurt over that, or like I feel like when you tell that to a couple, they're like, "Oh, is that enough?" You're like, "That's the exact amount of time you want."
You know what? And it was.
I like 2 hours.
It was good for this group. The dance floor. This was the only other thing probably for that group was too big. It was too big of a dance floor, and the space there wasn't. 100 people in that Cottonwood space doesn't fill it up, and then the dance floor did feel a little bit lean at times.
Yep.
Just because.
Just how it goes. If you go with
numbers,
the bigger, it's a number thing. And people think, oh, we need to make sure we have enough space for everyone to dance. And we've talked about it in the past. You have to really be conscientious of how big you want that dance floor to be, because it really does make a difference. It's kind of crazy, but it really helps.
Right. So, but all in all, it was good. It was good to be back in the mix.
Nice.
I feel like, all right, we're ready to go.
He's back.
I'm
Chris
back.
Is back. I love it.
Back.
Nice.
So, all right, let's get into yours.
I had two. They were at the same space, which was really cool. Sandia Event Center over up there with Ashley. She's really good with her team.
Ashley.
She got a new person. Her name is JJ, and she's trying to, so to speak, create a mini Ashley. And but what was nice is
cloning herself.
She's trying to, because she said she did, I think, over, I want to say like 80 to 90 events just last year, or like it was a lot. It was a big number. And so I was like, wow. But for her to have help, that's what she's trying to do. And so we had them there. The first wedding was really great. They were so fun. They loved a bunch of dance music. The ceremony was really beautiful. What I like about Sandia and the event center there is it's all in one, but you're changing spaces at each point in the event. Your ceremony is very different from where your cocktail and dinner are happening. The one tricky thing I think is what that happens at Sandia is those doors are open, so some guests will find their seat during the cocktail hour,
Right.
and they don't realize what they're doing to themselves by sitting there, because then they'll be sitting there for 2 hours instead of traditionally 1 hour, you know? And so I would talk to some people and just, hey, just so you know, this you could totally sit here, but we're going to be having our cocktail hour for the next hour. So you may want to stand up, move around for a little bit, enjoy some games or something, just so you're not here sitting here bored or something. It may come off as that, but you are more than welcome to sit there. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we can leave our stuff here, right? And I was like, oh yeah, you're good. So I think that was like a big thing is people want to like get the seats they want to when they're not reserved.
Yeah, they feel like they got to get my seat.
Yeah. But I like how those different sections move from ceremony to cocktail to dinner. We can plug into their house sound system, so that's really nice and easy.
Everything about there, I mean, I love it just because it seems streamlined.
Yeah, it's so straightforward, and the load in is so much nicer than versus the casino, right? You're just right there, and so I really enjoyed the first one. The first one was really fun. They were a bunch of partiers. They both were really fun, but on different scales. I felt like the first one was a lot more, I guess, English contemporary, and the one last weekend was a lot more just traditional Spanish. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for the first one, we were just playing a bunch of the Grove Street, Waka Flocka, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're getting down.
I was getting crazy, and they were fun. They were a bunch of partiers. The groom was an animal, I will say. He liked to party, and he was fun. They at the end of the night, everybody was done. I was tearing down. And he comes back an hour later, and he's like, where's everybody at? I was like, dude, they're at the casino or whatever. And so they just had a lot of fun. They had a big party crowd, and I felt like everything about them was so fun. The family was really warm and inviting, and it's cool when everybody really appreciates your work, not just the bride and groom, but there was countless, the aunts, the uncles, the grandparents, like, you did awesome. We appreciate you doing this. And I was like, heck yeah, that's really cool. So that was great. The one we just had this past weekend, a lot of the similar vibes, but what I liked about this one that really stood out was the ceremony. They used the soundtrack from Up to great, right? Great, the dun 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 dun, right? I might still have it. But what they did is they chose different songs in the day to or throughout the ceremony to help them. Oh, I don't have it. I don't have my hard drive. But they chose different songs to help them, like for the wedding party, for her, and then for the recessional. But they were all different songs in the movie that had happy.
Right, they themed it out.
Yeah, exactly. And so what I liked about that is you felt the buildup of each song, and it was a very soft and slow piano for when she walked in, and then the recessional was like the fun, happy version of it, And so it's like the same song but different. And so that was cool for the ceremony. They had a band, which was really cool, but I actually saved the day a little bit. The band wasn't it was gifted to them. So they weren't as good as you would hope, I will say. They did a good job. They filled a little bit of a void, but the groom came up to me about 45 minutes in and was like, dude, you got to get on. We had a schedule of me, band, and they were like, you're good. You just keep going throughout the night. The band came up to me at the end of it, or when they were supposed to come back on, and I was like, you might need to have a talk with Louise because I was told to just keep going. So he was like, okay. And then he didn't come back and talk to me.
And then that was it. They were all, they were hurt. And they were like, we're leaving this party.
They started tearing down pretty quickly after.
and then you came on and everybody was like.
Yeah. They drastically changed once I started to come on. What was very frustrating is they didn't care about this feedback or like this. It was a hum. It was insane. I was like, is that me? You just heard a horrible mic hum, a bad cable or something.
My goodness.
And then I went up. I was like, that's you guys. You okay with that? Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, jeez.
Can you turn it down at least for right now while I work? And so it was fine. But I was like, really? You don't care about that? And it was just so frustrating. Their lighting was very... intrusive. We had this nice, beautiful, elegant look, and they were just in the corner, and they had all of these. It was all right.
Sounds like we had clashing dynamics happening.
And it's frustrating because the bride and groom were like, yeah, it was gifted to us. We kind of want it, we kind of don't, but they seem like they're a great band. And I was like, okay, well, we'll figure it out. Took a lot. I was like pulling teeth to have to collaborate with them, emails, phone, everything. And finally, like the day before, I was able to contact them, and it worked out for the best, honestly. But
but that's a good lesson though, right? Like, how many times have we dealt with clients that they've got this vision and they've got, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and we've got this and A, B, C, D, and E, F, G all the way to Z, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they think everything's just going to go smooth, and in your mind it all looks and sounds and feels great, and in execution it's like impossible.
It's tough. It was tough. I felt like we were able to collaborate, and I'm glad that the team that they had, we were working with, their name was Shannon, and I can't remember her husband's name. And then there was Delaria, not traditional people that we work with, but they were a good team. Ashley and I were a good team, and so we were all able to really work fluidly. Oh, this just popped into my head, and this is for photographers and videographers. You guys have the responsibility to the couple to keep the timeline going, and I feel that if they if they're trying to incorporate an idea that they have, you have to be the ultimate person that does say yes or no. And what happened, what I'm trying to get at is they go for sunset photos, right? Okay, great. We'll entertain them for 20, 30 minutes. Sunset's not that long.
Right.
They are gone for an hour and like 10.
Way past sunset.
Way past.
There's no more light.
It's like 8:30.
Yeah.
And they're still not back. And I'm like, where are they going? And so what had happened was the bride and the groom wanted to go play craps and take photos.
No.
Wow.
Oh, while they're playing.
Yeah,
And
while-
okay, and let's explain how far away that is.
It's quite a bit of a walk. It's maybe a 10-minute walk to maybe 5, but still,
That's
it's
just to get in.
just to get in there. And then the casino's like, no, get out of here. You guys can't do this. You guys can't be doing it. So they're
because they can't be taking pictures at a craps table.
Exactly. And so they come back, and then they stay at a pond for like another 10, 20 minutes.
Oh,
And I was like, it's fine, but you have to remember that you have to be mindful of the rest of the event, because once that happened, it really took a drastic. I was able to help keep some momentum of the night.
Yeah, but there's only so much you can do, right?
It's tough.
I mean, and that's what you're right. You're hitting the nail on the head that all of us as vendors need to be mindful of each other and what the ultimate execution is for this couple.
Yeah.
We need to be on team couple here, and you have to know that taking the couple away for a half hour, 45 minutes when we're trying to get things. People are there to party with them.
You can take them once we open the dance floor, like all day. No, once the momentum of the party gets going.
Even that is kind of tough.
I will say it's
at
tough,
a casino.
though. I agree.
What do you? I mean, at a casino, bride and groom are gone.
Yeah.
This is your ultimate opportunity to leave, and they don't need to know. And we can go hit the craps tables before we go home, and that's exactly what people are going to do.
Yeah.
So I want them in the room.
Yeah.
You know what? You need to take those photos. I don't mind the sunset photos, and you got I mean, what are you going to take the sunset of at that place? The mountains.
Yeah.
They're right there. You can't be taking them that far.
Exactly.
Go get it done. Sunset's going to last 10, 15 minutes. That's all the light you've got. Golden hour. Bring them back.
Yeah.
Get them back in the room and let's go.
I feel like I get frustrated because I do prioritize the sunset. That is priority over everything.
It's fine. That's not a problem.
Yeah, and so I feel like I do a good job at working with them, and then for them to, I was like, I gave
sabotage the
I
event.
gave them an inch, and they took a mile, and so it just, you could tell the overall momentum of the night gradually took a decline after that. I had multiple people coming up to me being like, Can we like get it going? Can we bring the lights down? I was like, we could, but then we're gonna have to bring them back up for the rest of the toast and everything. So it's kind of a weird limbo, and then all these things keep popping into my head. There was people who were under 21 in the wedding party, and they bought a bottle of Patron, and you can't do that. And they had fake IDs. They were trying to get by with a fake ID, and Ashley was like, nope. And so I would say about...
So you almost went home early.
Yeah, I'd say about 8 people were cut off before 8 p.m., 7:30, right? As that was happening.
Right.
And so they came up to me, and they're like, we can't drink anymore. I was like, well, that's not my fault. I have no control over that. But all of those little things really added up to we tried, and they had fun, and there were definitely peaks and valleys, right? We talk about that, but there were good moments, very memorable. At the end of the night, she was literally so emotional, almost in tears because it was so great. But it was such a unique wedding. I feel like the culture is very different from, like, Spanish people will ride it out, man. They will, if you're going till 11, 12, they'll sit there and let the rest of them, let the bride and groom party.
Right.
And so I try to tell them to be mindful of that, but they're like, no, we'll party till 12. And it's like, you guys will sit there till 12.
Right.
You're not going to actually party, but
I know. Yeah.
what?
And then there's only 10 of them left.
At the end of it all, I felt very good because she had told me how great they were. Luis, the groom, had come up to me as well and was just so thankful, very adamant on how we were able to incorporate everything and just take care of the night after the band left. He was really happy about that.
And ultimately,
so
that's,
like,
that's
cool.
what it's all about, right? Yeah. As long as the bride and groom walk away feeling like it was the best day ever, it should be. That's what it's supposed to be for them. It's supposed to be the best day ever with family and friends, and those are the emotions we want them to walk away with. So
yeah. So it was fun. They were really good. Ashley, I was with Blue Rose the first time, but I was with her daughter Christina, and she's great too.
Yeah, she's great.
Worked with them. Then I worked with can't remember his name, but it's Southwest Wedding Films.
Oh, with
it's not Brad.
It wasn't Brad. He
wasn't there, but taller dude.
Manning. His last name's Manning. What?
Eli? No, I'm just Peyton.
Now it's gonna bug me.
And then he had a second shooter. I believe his name was Ryan. I don't know.
Jason.
That is it. Yes. Jason.
It was Jason.
Good dude. Really cool guy.
Yeah, Jason's awesome. That whole squad is awesome.
I
love
always
working
feel
with Brad
bad when I work with photo and video teams. I feel like I've talked about it in the past. They're like, they got PTSD from bad DJs. They come up. What kind of lighting do you got? Is this going to be happening for the first time? I'm like, let me show you what it's going to look like. We can convert we can adjust Kelvin levels, and they're like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Right. But I always feel so bad because I'm like, I really don't care. Whatever gives you the best shot, I will adjust my lighting for y'all, and they love it. You know that we think about that, and it blows my mind that nobody else does.
That's what we do. Could really go down as being considered a little bit of rocket science.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little bit.
There's a little bit of rocket science.
There is a little bit. We just like we talk about it. Dance floor size, lighting, and there's very much a science to having a successful day and paying attention to those little things, and that's what we do.
Well, we think about the big picture, right?
Yeah,
and that's the thing. So
the
little things matter in creating the overall experience. Mm-hmm. So when us as DJs only think about our little party box and making people dance, then that's what you get is a first dance that has a bunch of lights going all over the place, dots all over the place. The bride's dress is green and her face is yellow, right?
Yeah.
Like in pictures, because we're just thinking about our little party box. When really all it takes is, some thinking outside of your box and what can I do to make this experience the ultimate experience and yet still accomplish the things that I want to accomplish. Mm-hmm. For us, the party box can happen during party time, but during the first dance, why not take that as an opportunity to create a nice, elegant, feeling on the dance floor and atmosphere and make their pictures look beautiful.
Exactly. Like those are really, really
You can't
cool
take
pictures.
3 minutes to, obviously you have to have the right gear and the right lighting, and which is why we have these tube lights to be able to do that and still create a party vibe and experience later on.
Yeah. I always say it, we want to complement the space. We don't want to just be how the band was, just tucked in the corner and be like, oh yeah, don't mind them. We'll turn that on when it's party time. No, we want to complement the whole thing. So yeah, lighting is a big thing.
Right. So and it goes for all vendors. I think the same thing. Even photographers or videographers, a lot of times they come in and they've got these big old massive umbrella lights and
I get it, but
how many people have ever said, "Gosh, I wish the dance floor was completely brightly lit up in the most bright light you could ever possibly have during open dancing." Mm-hmm. Said nobody ever, And so once that's for me when I'm trying to create this vibe and experience. Now it's party time. We need that experience too for the people that are here in the room. So it's not just about the pictures either, and it's not just about the video. So I've seen too many people that can make it all work and happen. So I think you as a photographer or as a videographer during those portions of the night, if you're looking to get those pictures, you need to make sure you've got the right gear and equipment, and you can do it.
And can shoot in those low light
can
settings.
shoot in low light and those low light settings in that situation, and I get that you've got different brightnesses. You got to figure it out. Figure it out and make it work, and give the couple and those guests there the experience that they're looking to have, while also getting the pictures that you need.
That's true. Yeah, and I see it enough to where, like, I see videographers not using a light, a big wash light, right? And so there's people who clearly know how to shoot in a low light setting, and so I don't know, it's tough. It's very annoying, but I get what they're trying to do. But
I understand it. You need light to get pictures and video.
But I mean, come on.
But this is the dancing portion of the evening.
And they say it all the time. You can only get so many shots of the party, right? So, and it's on for an hour and a half.
Yeah. So
come on, kill that light.
Right. I know. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't know how many times I've been like, and I don't touch other people's gear and equipment because I don't like people touching my gear and equipment. Yeah. So, but I'm looking around like, where is this guy so I can get this massive floodlight turned off of the dance floor? Like,
It's hard because I feel like it's an uninviting thing. Yeah, it's a big old beam of light where people don't necessarily want to be seen.
Yeah. And why is our dance floor empty? Well, it's like cockroaches. They don't like being around the light. Like they scatter. Like they're
exactly. That's funny.
Anyways, it's honestly, that's very. I want to make it clear that does not happen on the regular.
No, and it's honest. I don't know. I don't want to say it's.
I feel
fine.
like what I feel like when we're working with most of the vendors that we do. It's fine. It works out, and the lighting that we have, they work with it, and it's great. So, we all work in harmony.
Yeah, we do. We all make it work.
That's right.
For the couples.
Cool. Do it for the couples, people.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
So those were my two events. Oh, I also DJ'd a senior day on like last Friday.
Or high schoolers?
Yeah, for La Cueva. There was like
not like 90-year-olds?
No. I have done that, actually. I had a buddy of mine. She ran a senior citizen home.
Ooh.
And we came and played 80s tracks. They did an 80s night. Played for an hour.
People that listen to 80s seniors?
No.
Senior citizens?
They had an 80s themed party at a senior citizen home.
Ooh.
And I just played 80s tracks, but they loved it. And it was so fun. They were just dancing, cute little old people dancing.
Maybe we need a new niche in Cutmaster music.
Not a lot of money in it. It'd be donating. A lot of service. But
oh, man.
It was fun. Very rewarding.
So what did you do for this senior day?
It was easy. Light. It was 10 to 1. They showed up late, left early. So I honestly DJ'd from like 10:30 to like 12.
Yeah. We're doing another one next week.
Yeah.
Wait, you are with me.
Where?
At Academy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Forgot about that one. Yeah. So many dates.
Better put that on the calendar.
That's next Friday, right?
I don't know. Next week, I think Thursday or something like that.
It's all good.
So we'll talk about it.
Nice. So yeah, we got another one with Academy, but we were at La Cueva, and that was fun. Really easy. You just play tunes while they sign their yearbooks. Easy.
Yeah, this one, and we'll talk about it in a future episode here. But it's cool. We've been doing this one for years. They do dinner with the seniors, and
nice.
It's just like they'll have photo booth and stuff.
Is it at night?
Yep. I think it's like 3 hours, like
nice.
6
so it's
to
like
9.
it's a little.
But they do
party,
it's a full on
nice.
dinner for them, and and then they just party afterwards. So it's pretty nice. It's always been pretty cool, super fun. You did it one year with us. Remember?
Was it the all white party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was under the tent.
Mm-hmm. That was last year, right?
Yeah. I think it was.
Okay.
So this one's not under a tent this year. It's in indoors.
Okay, so it's just their senior dance or whatever.
Nice.
I was thinking because I did a senior day, 10 a.m. to 1, but that was the way less formal. They had like bouncy houses, snow cones, and stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh, cool.
So that was what we did there. But then this will be fun too. That last year was a bumping.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They had fun. Those kids had fun. So
totally.
Is it all white again?
I don't think so. This one has a New York City theme.
Cool.
Something like that. So
New York. Frank Sinatra vibes.
Yep.
Nice.
Play some Jay-Z up in that.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, those were all the events we did.
Yeah. So nice.
We are busy.
Cool. Okay, well, I guess it's time.
Ooh, you know it.
You know
Love it.
Gonna do it.
It's time.
Here we go. It's time for the
grab bag. Yeah.
We're like looking at each other like, are you gonna do it?
You got this, right?
Yeah, you gonna do it?
We're talking to each other through our eyes.
That's right. That's how you know we're getting
We're in sync.
We're getting to know each other too well.
Right?
Okay, so we've got a few tiki-talkers that we're going to look at here. At least I thought I did, and now it did not save the ones that I had. So
I
I'm
have
gonna
some
let
if you need.
go first, and I'm going to try to find the ones that I had up. I don't know where they went.
I've got a couple. Okay, let's see this first one. We're gonna listen to it first, and then I'll explain it. One of them was like, okay, this would work, but I wanted to talk about it a little. So here's one.
A music mistake. When we first started talking with our DJ, when we were planning, we put together these amazingly curated playlists of really cool music to show everyone how cool we were. And after meeting with our DJ, he was like, no. The best advice we got from him was that most of your music of the night on the dance floor, you're gonna want to be music that everyone knows. From the young kids, if you have kids, to the old adults, to get people moving. You don't want them just standing around listening to this obscure song they've never heard, but that you think is super cool. And as lame as it sounds now when you're in your wedding planning process to be dancing to something like Uptown Funk, I promise you when you're in the moment, you're gonna like it because everyone's gonna be hyped. Save the cool music for your cocktail hour and your dinner. Those are the times throughout the night that we got the compliments on our cool music taste, but it didn't ruin the vibe for everyone else on the dance floor. And if you're anything like me and want to make one less decision for your wedding day, then I linked out my playlists in my bio. Go find them.
Yeah, okay. So I like what she's saying in, like, be a little open to hearing those generic tracks, those really, really popular ones. I have couples who will be like, I don't want to hear the corny stuff like September or YMCA, and I totally understand that. And honestly, I am okay with that because there's so much other music out there that you can use. I don't mind whenever somebody tells me a certain type of genre that they don't want heard. But what I think is the big takeaway from this TikTok that I liked was that incorporate your weird, different music during your cocktail and dinner when people aren't actually like paying attention and it's more of like a background vibe or just not as. I feel like people pay attention to the music during dinner. That's the most, also during open dance, but like for your weird stuff or the sing-alongs, you can create different vibes during your cocktail hours and your dinners. And so that's why I think it's important to think of that. So like think of your music for that time, and then for the open dance, be a little bit more open just to the Uptown Funks and all of that. Now I will say, we talk about it, I get tired of playing the Yeah by Ushers, the Hot in Here Nellies and all of those, right? But those are the ones that do get people dancing, and we talk about it. Like I was trying to dig through songs, trying to find songs that like don't unexpectedly hit, but I was going through and I was like, wow, they really liked all of the bangers. They like all of the traditional stuff. So it was interesting to find that. But you can really find a good way to customize and create different vibes during cocktail. Even the beginning of the ceremony, just this past weekend, we did acoustic guitar, light Spanish and acoustic guitar, and that really, it feels so different from piano.
Totally.
And so.
No, I mean, and I totally agree that, and I tell my couples that cocktail hour and dinner time are opportunities for you to put your stamp on the event with your eclectic taste in music. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you've got some stuff that you listen to that's just not mainstream, that people are going to dance to, use those two times as an opportunity to do that, because you're right. It's more background, noise, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it does allow you to put your stamp and brand and customize this event around you and make it you. I think every wedding needs to be unique to that couple, right? And this is a great way for you to do it, and put those, those kind of oddball stuff for taste of music. Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. What did I just say?
Galleons of the
Galaxy. That's the remix
Part 4
video coming
out.
Oh my gosh. How does that even come into my head?
I get it. I've done that before. When you say like just two words.
Galleons of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Instead of like Friday night, you'd say like night a fight or something.
Oh my gosh.
I've done that.
That totally just on air got jumbled up in my head right there. That was awesome.
That's awesome. It happens. I've definitely done it.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me get back on track here.
So yeah, Guardians of the like you can incorporate that your love for Marvel.
You're not gonna you're not gonna dance to that stuff, but it's great, feel good vibes, and people recognized it right away, and it's it's something different during dinner instead of just elevator music, right?
Yeah.
So, cool.
So that's a good one. I thought that was a nice little tip to like how to think of your playlists.
Totally, I dig it.
Any luck on those TikToks?
Yeah, I've got one that I found, so we can play this one.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's weird. It completely like erased what I had up here, but I remember this is one of them. So this one is actually business related.
Cool.
For our frienders out there and peeps in the industry. So let's check it out.
This is one thing that I learned while working a more corporate job before going full-time with wedding photography that I think is really, really important for protecting both you and your clients. Absolutely everything that you guys communicate about should be in writing. If you establish a rain plan, if you offer some type of extra deliverable, if you're going to have to charge someone for travel, all of these things should either be in your contract or in some type of email communication. You have to have receipts. You have to protect yourself. Even if you think some type of information is implied, or if they have confirmed it over text, or if they've confirmed it verbally, get it into an email thread or get it in a contract and get it signed. I also used to work in PR, so lots of things about like crisis management, brand image, all of that kind of stuff. I feel like that job just taught me a lot about how to protect a company's image. But I also studied journalism in college, so I really learned about how to do things ethically and like truthfully, I feel like, and also just effective ways of communicating back and forth with clients so that there's no misunderstandings. Clear communication about expectations is the most important thing. So helping your clients understand what you're going to do for them and what you expect from them. Being clear about timelines, when this is going to happen, when you can expect this. All of these things just play into like professionalism and a great client experience, and at the end of the day, it protects both of you guys. Because if either of you guys do not hold up your end of the deal, it's in a contract or it's in writing somewhere. So there is like a paper trail.
I love that. Everything about it, and we actually talk a lot about that in my other job, which is being a realtor, where you have everything in writing, right? Like especially official business work. Obviously contracts, all that stuff. But I like doing a lot of the communication through email.
Same.
For that reason that she just said, where everything is clear, it's laid out, right? I think it's really important to have
receipts,
have things down in writing, have receipts. Yeah. She said it, nailed it on the head.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to official business work. If you're talking anything with money, add-ons, things that your services that you're going to provide. If you're going to do anything extra that maybe wasn't originally laid out. So, for example, for us, maybe like this past weekend, I said I sent out a quote and I told her that I would be giving her a couple of speakers for the cocktail hour that I was willing to kick in. And so all of that stuff I like to put in writing.
Yeah.
So that way they know, and also for me too, that I know, okay, I said this, and they don't come back to me a year from now and we start talking about something. And they said, you said you will do this. And I'd be like,
I don't remember
what?
saying that.
I don't remember saying that.
Right.
And at least it's down in writing.
Find it on an email.
Yeah. Or I say, no, actually,
this is
this email, this is what I said, right? That we would offer this, and I'm willing to do that, right? So just, having receipts.
Yeah, definitely. We did that. We did that pretty recently for Cinco de Mayo. We talked about us DJing their rehearsal dinner, and a year had gone by or whatever, and then I was like, well, we had talked about it. I have it right here in the emails. I saw, and are you still wanting to do that? And they were like, oh, we don't know. We might not. And then a week later, they were like, you know what? It'd be nice to have a mic there. And so, since we talked about it and it's here, we'll honor it. And that was good for me because as I went to the planning meeting beforehand, I like to go through all the information, see what we've talked about. And I was like, oh, yeah, I did talk about that. So let's bring that up. But, yeah, that's exactly it. So that's a great way to just keep a paper trail. And it's nice to hear her say those things and be like, okay, cool, we're doing that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like being professional and just keeping a clear line of communication and trying to make sure that they know what's expected from us at every end.
Absolutely. All right, you got another one?
I do. Here's this one. So let's see.
If you're trying to figure out how to transition from like traditional wedding part of the reception into party mode, listen up. On our last like traditional dance, which was our blended dance, we had the DJ, after like the 30 seconds or whatever we did our dance, invite all the couples out to the dance floor. This was cute for photo moments too because we had all of our friends, our families with their significant others out there dancing. We finished off the song and then the DJ dropped the bass. And then it transitioned into party mode. And I swear this was the best way to get everybody out on the dance floor initially. And then everybody stayed for like 2 or 3 songs. The best.
The DJ dropped the bass.
And so what I like about that is inviting people to come share a dance. We've talked about doing the group photo thing. That's a really good idea.
We did that this past weekend.
We just did it as well, and it worked pretty well.
Yep.
But what we've done in the past, and I love when couples want to do this, is like remix their first dance song.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a first dance, and it's all that, but then you go into like a remixed version that's like dancey and fun, and then you invite the people to the bride and groom invite or the couple invite everybody, their guests, to come onto the dance floor, and it's way more inviting. Everybody wants to come have fun versus like some random dude, the DJ, saying, all right, let's come party, have some fun. With if you actually have the bride and groom or the groom and groom or the couple just coming out and inviting everybody,
grabbing people to
yeah,
come out
they're
with
grabbing people,
yeah.
and it's way more fun and inviting. I like the idea of having people come on, share that special moment, and then it transitions into something fun because they're already on the dance floor. But yeah, the invitation of having people share a dance, whatever that may look like, I think is really, really cool and a great different way if you don't want to go the group photo route.
I like it. Good stuff. Okay, I found one last one. This one's for couples. If you are anybody getting married out there listening, and actually this could be for planners too, if you're looking for something different to offer couples as far as gifts go.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and I like this one because let's think of what things that are typically offered, right, as gifts that are like consumables, basically throwaways. Bubbles.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the bubbles. Like most people either don't
even
use
take
them, they don't take them, you get leftover. It's just, yeah, I feel like you could use that money elsewhere.
Yep.
I love photo booths as a gift, that people can take that home and those pictures will stay on the refrigerator for 10 years, so I love photo booth pictures.
Yep.
But so this kind of falls along that category, like with a couple of what gifts that they're going to give to their guests.
Okay.
So this is kind of cool. Check it out.
That's it.
Wedding guest favors that your guests will actually take home from your wedding. If you're new here, hi, my name is Courtney. I talk about all things weddings, from fashion
Courtney.
to trends to tips. If that's interesting to you, definitely like this video and follow for more. As a wedding guest, I am most likely to take home anything edible and anything practical. But my favorite is when there's like a unique twist to it to make it personal to the bride and groom. That being said, I love the idea of his and hers favorite candy in little bags. And this does not have to be expensive at all. You can DIY this, you can buy in bulk, you can go to Costco, etc. Bonus points if the bride and groom are diverse and one prefers a chocolatey candy and one prefers like a sour gummy candy. And let's just be real. Sour watermelons are superior.
Sour blue raz.
I'm not
Sour
a big
Patch.
like candy person. You know what?
I have a problem.
Okay, you know what my vice is?
What?
Blow pops.
Yes, it is. You always got the DoorDash order of blow pops coming in. But hey, blow pops are good. I love sour candy. I love a good sour gummy.
I'm not a big sour candy person.
I love a Snickers. I have a problem.
I like Snickers. I like Paydays.
Twix. Paydays are good.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I might have a full bag of blow pops in my car at all times. I don't know what it is.
I really like that, though. A couple party favors that have stood out to me that I've actually taken was a yarmulke from a Jewish wedding. I thought that was really unique and fun, and it was branded and fun. A bottle opener that I still have. It's still on the fridge.
Yeah.
And then a shot glass.
Yeah, shot glasses are always...
I have
people take those home and keep those.
I love a pint glass. I had a pint glass that from one of my buddy's weddings that I love. It's like they incorporated trees and a lot of greenery and earth, and there's a big tree on the cup, but it was very much like around them, right? But his and her candy is cool too.
Yeah, like I just thought it was something different. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat and personal. And then
food is always nice. Cookies.
Right. Yeah, we've seen a lot of those.
Dude, at the
Biscochitos.
Yep, I was just about to say at the Cinco de Mayo rehearsal thing we did, they had red and green chili biscochitos. They had like a chocolate chip biscochito or chocolate dipped and a chocolate chip biscochito. But the red and green chili ones were insanely good. It was kind of crazy.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for the grab bag.
Yep.
And I believe it is time Great Scott! And we are going to go back to the music.
Taking it back, baby.
That's right.
That's the wave.
like it.
I can't get enough of oldie tracks with the house beat over it. It's so nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I think
it was good.
I think that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
For this sesh.
This
What episode are we
We're
on?
on episode 15. This is 15, right?
I thought we did 15. I think this might be 16. That's right. I know we haven't done one in a minute. We don't even know what episode we're on.
Yeah, we just did 15 with Alicia.
That's right.
So
16 is in the books.
We should have a guest next time.
Ooh.
Do we tell him or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Nice.
We're not telling you.
Special guest.
We're keeping it secretive.
We should have. Yeah, I mean, she said she was on for Tuesday. Well,
Oh.
I've said too much.
She, he, she. Yep, it's a she.
They.
She's on. You're gonna have to listen to the next one to find out.
Yep. It's gonna be fun. But yeah.
It's all good, but we appreciate you guys. Thank you once again for listening.
We appreciate you all for tuning in, man.
See you next week.
We'll see you all next week. Thanks. Have a good one.
Thanks for checking out the Cutmaster Cast Podcast. Make sure you stay tuned with all things related at www.cutmastermusic.com.